Hi guys, it's me, back with my first proper video for quite a while. Most of my recent videos have just been me apologising for not being around enough recently, so I thought at long last I'll actually make a video to do with what this whole channel's about, which is Japan, studying Japanese, being a student in Japan. And I've been doing another channel recently where it's just a sort of daily video vlog for myself, a video diary to keep myself up to date with my own progress in various things, and it's something I'm trying out. But as part of it, I've really got myself back into the Japanese language and studying again. As you know, it's been about 3 months since I graduated, and more like probably 4 or 5 since I actually had my last lessons at university. So one thing I definitely don't want to do is fall out of touch with, fall out of the habit of keeping up with my Japanese. I've done it for 5 years now. I don't really want to have spent the best part of 20 grand on university tuition fees to not actually end up doing anything with my Japanese or remembering it. So I'm been getting way back into it. And one of the things I've been using, one of the best tools I've ever used for studying is a website that I know back when I was maintaining my blog, which has long since gone down. I know a few of you out there used to read it, intheinaka.com, back when it was a thing, but I stopped that after I got back from my year abroad. I made a blog post about this website called Memrise.com, which was that's Memrise. In fact, I'll put it right there. For the first time ever, I'll put some editing in now that I actually have a computer that can handle editing without just dying a slow and painful death. So I wrote a blog post about it way back when. Must have been a good year and a half ago. It's been up for quite a while now, but I'm sure a few of you out there would have used iKnow or Smart FM as it became, then went back to iKnow, which was one of the first really well done SRS space repetition system flashcard websites. A lot of you, I'm sure, use Anki, and it's that sort of idea. But of course, after a while, as good as iKnow was, eventually they decided to go to a paid model, even though they promised they would never do that. And so I certainly drifted away from it. I know a lot of other people did. But Memrise really sort of stepped in and filled the void. It's a similar thing. They try and make it a bit more fun. They turn the whole idea of doing these flashcards into planting, make each vocabulary item or whatever you're trying to learn. It's not just a language learning website, although that is the focus. They turn each word or item into a plant that you then plant and then grow over time. And I mean, it's all kind of superfluous and pointless, but it's kind of nice. It's a well-designed website. It's nice. It's colourful. It's engaging. But most importantly, it's really effective. They've got plenty of content on there, loads of content on there. I'm doing an N2 course, an N2 vocabulary course, which has over 4,500 words on it. They've got kanji decks, vocabulary decks, all kinds of different decks, and you could be on there for hours and hours. I've been learning an intermediate Spanish vocabulary, or a beginner to intermediate Spanish vocabulary deck with 1,500 words in as well. There's plenty of, it's all user created. You can create your own decks. You can use one of the many decks they have on there. They're sorted by sort of featured ones that they promote, the most popular ones, so it's really easy to work your way around. And one thing I do like is the inclusion of leaderboards to see how you're doing against in comparison to other people studying that course, that deck. So to sort of give yourself the motivation to keep going. It's one of the things that's kept me going with this N2 deck. I'm currently something like 9th of all the people to have started that deck, and top of the week and month, and it just, it's a bit of fun to keep you going. So I'm sure plenty of you out there are aware of it now. I know some people who follow me already are, because of the fact that I've blogged about it, or I've written about it a few times on my Twitter account, but it's a fantastic website for those of you that haven't used it and are studying or thinking about getting into studying Japanese. The only real downside I could say is they do occasionally have issues with downtime and maintenance. There's been a few occasions in the past where I've tried to get on and I've just been met with a blank screen or a maintenance warning. But when the service is as free and as well designed and efficient as it is, you can't really complain about that. They do their absolute best to keep things going. There's a slight paid model implemented within it, I think, or they're going to roll out at some point, but they have said that they're going to keep a lot of it free. I think it's going to be along the lines of, if you want to make the content that you've created paid only, then that's something that they're going to do. But whatever happens, certainly right now it's almost all free, I think, and it's absolutely fantastic. They've also got an app. I'm not sure about iPhone. They may have an iOS app, but they certainly have an Android app, and it's excellent. I do find with some of the bigger decks, if I'm out and about on 3G, it can be a bit of an issue trying to load it up. Certainly the N2 deck takes quite a while to load up on my phone. If I'm out and about on the 3G connection, but smaller ones, the N3 kanji deck that I was working through and the Spanish deck, they load up fairly quick, sharp, and it's a really good way to sort of keep up with your studying and keeping on top of the decks and the courses, even when you might not be around the computer long enough during the day. So yeah, that's my big recommendation. Go and check out Memrise if you're trying to learn some Japanese. It's an absolutely fantastic tool to supplement your Japanese learning. Yeah, they've been around for a while now and they're doing a fantastic job, so go check them out if you haven't already. Catch you in the next video.